All right, Houston Texans and the New York Jets in Week 15. Andre Roberts now to return it. Going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they were hoping, those big defensive linemen.
On 2nd down, here's Crowell. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Darnold now to throw, and that is incomplete.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play, and 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
On 4th down, here's Lachlan Edwards to punt it. Back deep for the Texans is Tyler Ervin. 7 yards that time on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. The former national champion at Clemson bringing him onto the field. And that's the signal caller, Deshaun Watson.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting out a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they were hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Play action from Miller. Now Watson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck roll that they can fall back on anymore.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now it's Watson. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
New York set to take the field. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make? In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And this is recovered in the end zone by the defense. My goodness, what a late turn of events here. That's something you have to be wary of on your side of the field, that close to the goal line. The defense, they are looking for that football. They got it. They scored it.
You are so right, and the quarterback has to speed things up himself. So close to the goal line, they're going to get after you. Make sure you get rid of the football and in a safe place.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup.
He'll cut it to the right sideline. And he takes it all the way down to the 22. Big yardage that time for the Jets. Give him 53 yards on the ground. And you talk about great blocking up front. I don't think he was even touched, not a finger on him, until he was brought down to the ground.
I think we heard the whoosh as he went by, didn't we? Right through the gap. No one there, as you outlined. No one touched him at all. A free sprint into the secondary.
Yeah, that's what you call breaking free right there. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Now, that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
On 2nd down, Darnold. And incomplete. He was looking for Quincy Enunwa that time, and that'll make it 3rd down.
I know in every game we do, we talk about momentum. That was a momentum play lost. And now there could be a letdown because they didn't get the interception.
Yeah, you could almost hear the collective gasp on the sideline as he could not come up with that football. To throw is Darnold. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
And Myers able to knock it through. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive... coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And it's right about this time of year you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
And I think for most teams, the obvious is to try and be the number 1 or number 2 seed.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Melvin Ingram in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. From the gun, here's Watson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Griffin. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Third and long, it's Watson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Steve McClendon in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
New York set to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And he stopped immediately there. It's Kareem Jackson making the play defensively.
When you try to create space for your running back, the first thought is how physical is the offensive line. Sometimes it's just positioning. On that play, it didn't matter about positioning or being physical. The defensive front, they out-leveraged them and won the battle.
Now a handoff to Corral. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Off of play action, Darnold. And he's got a moonwalk. And out across midfield down to the 45. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Darnold. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
How about that one? The so-called little guys.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. With Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Jets in possession as we begin quarter number 2 here. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out.
All right, here we go. 319. 319.
Now it's Darnold. A screen complete to Crowell. Unable to corral him. He fights through. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for it with Crowell. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
But forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front, and a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
And the Texans set to come onto the field. And this is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
Watson hands to Miller on the draw. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd-and-1 situation.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
Blue 80! Blue 80! Tiger, tiger, tiger! Reset, reset, reset!
Now a first carry for Deontay Foreman, who was lost to the Achilles injury last year. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches. The Texans send the punter out as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Getting set to go here, Isaiah Crowell in the offense. Trot back out there. And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat. Make sure he touches it a few times. But as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. But he's done a really nice job of establishing them with his running.
Yeah, he's established himself well. Now can they put more points up?
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
To throw on 2nd down is Darnold. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down. So nothing there on the screen that time.
That means all that great acting they tried on offense went for naught, didn't it? Because you have to try and influence them. Make them think that you're doing something else. Make them think that they can get to the passer by letting them by and then setting up the screen and getting downfield. Didn't happen at all. Give a lot of credit to the defense for not tumbling to that one.
Here's Darnold, and he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
And definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good. Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board. Miller. And he'll be tackled right on the midfield logo. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run. From the 5th. First time that they've called his number tonight, and it gets him a first down. That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and put the down marker back to 1. Now it's Miller, and he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later. On 2nd down, here's Watson. Griffin's got it, middle of the field. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes,
You're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Here's Watson, and this is going to be incomplete.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And the lead will increase to 6 now. It's 9-3. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
On 1st down, it's Darnold. Anuno's got it, complete. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st. And it's a rush to the line right now for the Jets. Here's Darnold now on 2nd down. Got an open man. It's a noon one. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. On 1st and 10, Darnold. Going left side here, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Jet 1st down. Here's Darnold. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down.
Hurry up, here we go! 3-19! 3-19!
Darnold from the red zone now. Going right side here, and that's complete. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this 1st half. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Hey! Set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
Again, Darnold. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Robbie Anderson, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Jets can take the lead now with the extra point.
After nearly 30 minutes of football, that touchdown puts us in a position where if they make the extra point, we're right back to even before we start the 2nd half.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that will give them the lead here as we get on towards halftime. This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the 2nd half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they march off another 15 against your squad.
Caught left side, Hopkins. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. On first down, Watson. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now, just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. On 2nd and 10, Watson. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Partner, they're less than 2 minutes to go in the game, which means that this challenge was initiated by the fellas in New York.
And if you're the coach, you're thinking, thank you, New York. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And that will be incomplete as well. Well, too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
They really turned it loose, didn't they? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. Looks like they'll head to the locker room, barring something unfortunate, in front on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they may not be jumping up and down and celebrating because they have the lead, but still, any little momentum in a game like this is important to a team, and they'll feel real good about going in and regrouping, knowing that they are out in front.
Well, the clock showing just 16 seconds till the half as they line up 1st and 10.
All right, here we go.
They begin with a run by Corral. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Tex. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the 3rd quarter. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook and a great grab on the other end. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Green the line! Green the line! Richmond!
To throw on 2nd is Watson. And gets this one to Bruce Ellington. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So in jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Watson going to give this one to Miller. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. Throw left side complete. It's Hopkins. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Well, first down carry now for Miller. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Now Watson to throw on 2nd down. Quick throw that's complete on the inside slant. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. It's 1st and 10 at the 14.
Flag 22! Tiger! Reset!
Here's a give to Miller. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. It's Steve McClendon that time who winds up getting him down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
They'll run it again with Miller. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. As his guys are in for 6. And the Texans will extend their lead. A post to the tight end for 6. Gosh, those guys are so tough to cover, aren't they? Just in general, tight ends running those patterns near the goal line.
Because you have to decide how you want to treat them. Are they a wide receiver? Are they a big extra blocker on the field? Or are they a hybrid and caught in between? So are you going to use a linebacker? Are you going to use a safety? Are you going to even move a corner in if you're going to play nickel or dime defense? They usually win those matchups because they have an answer for all 3 of those positions.
Fielded about a yard deep. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Darnold now to throw, and this is going to be incomplete. The Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, there defensively to make the play.
Tyrann Mathieu knocks that one away, and when I'm evaluating guys in the game today, who has the best instincts, I'm not sure I put anyone ahead of him.
Really?
Yeah.
You put him up near the top?
I really do. The way that he plays, he almost doesn't have a position anymore.
Let's go!
I don't care whether he's a safety, a corner, a nickel, a linebacker. He knows how to get around the football and make plays that affect the game.
Now on third down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
And we're into the second half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Sam Darnold leading the offense out for their next possession. He's been pretty solid, pretty consistent. Just the 1 touchdown pass, but I think he's managed the game well, no?
I would agree with you, and that's what you're looking for out of your field leader. Making sure that you're playing well and not making any big mistakes. Oftentimes, that's how you're judged. How big a mistake and when it occurs. No interception so far. They'll like that.
I just want you to know that you agreeing with me, that's going to get me through this 3rd and 4th quarter. Are you touched? He's patting his heart, boys and girls. He's touched.
Respect. 3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
On the toss, here's Foreman. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down and 6.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Texans in control of the football and leading this game as well as we start the 4th. Watson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now it's Watson. Caught. It's Ellington. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Now a handoff to Miller. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Hey, green the line! Green the line!
Again, it's Miller. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
The Texans on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. A shotgun snap for Watson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. That catch puts him right at 100 yards receiving now, and it also gives him a 1st down. Watson now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the 2nd half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
Flag 22!
They'll run it now out of the gun. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
On 2nd down, here's Miller. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Leonard Williams in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion now. Finally,
they elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
So we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC as the Jets come back out on offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Now let's go! Blue!
On 2nd down, Darnold. And the connection made to Terrell Pryor. Quick slant there, gets him the 1st down, 6 yards on the play.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Set! Blue landed! Blue landed!
A 1st down throw, Darnold. Finding some room at midfield. Gonna hook up over the middle to Pryor. And finally brought down at the 43. And a nice gain of 21 yards. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. On 1st down, Darnold. A little dump off for Corral. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Darnold to throw again. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. To the air again, Darnold. And some space here. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. To throw on 2nd down is Darnold. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
The extra point now coming from Myers. Myers connects on the PAT. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. So they got one of the 2 touchdowns they needed. Now for the onside kick. And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
Down! Black 22!
Watson hands this to Foreman. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Miller. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Now the Jets are going to burn another timeout as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. The Texans on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Hey, Black 22! Black 22!
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This from 54 yards away. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And that'll push the lead up to 8. And from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
New York set to take the field. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late-game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one, because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. They'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first. And the spike comes here, and that stops the clock at 25 seconds. He'll look to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, there defensively to make the play. He has had a great game defensively. He's been east-west, north-south, everywhere. Yeah,
and I love how you described that, because to be a great defender, you have to be able to move up and back, sideline to sideline, and he's been fantastic. Reminds me of a young Charles Davis when he was playing Madden.
Absolutely. Oh, now I thought you were going on the field, but okay, I see you. Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third. What a great sequence by this defense so far. They've given him nowhere to go with the football.
And they just have to make it stand up one more time, because it appears that they've got their number. Can they not have a slip up here and allow the touchdown?
And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Down to a knee here as the Texans look to let the clock roll. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted, no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for Houston,